Roblox is a platform with millions of games you can play which can take months to do. But is it possible to make a successful game in only 24 hours? For this game, which is a total learning experience for the recent skill I've been learning, scripting, I want to do something that has to do with arcade. So let's get to work, shall we? So when I first opened Roblox Studio, the app used to create games, I started by admiring my empty base plate and admired the work I did. What is this? So after these positive feedbacks, I went on to Blender, a modeling software, and started cooking up the map. After the temporary map I did, I started scripting the data store and point system, but because I don't fully know how to do that yet, I used the dev forum and tutorials to help. Let me explain what I did. I created 3 leader stats: points, tokens, and super tokens. You will earn tokens by playing arcade, so as super tokens. Points, on the other hand, you will earn 1 every second, but every super tokens you have gives you 1 more points per second. Points don't have a use right now because I will run out of time, but maybe in the future. Now that the boring stuff is done, I created 9 arcade machines for the different zones they are gonna be. They won't all be there at release, but they're already done. The arcade machines were all done, so I started coding a simple portal system where when the player has enough tokens, they get teleported if they touch the part. I now have a question for you. What's an arcade game without arcade? If you answered B, you are correct. So where are our arcades? Let's make some. Now that some arcades are done, let me explain how they work. The player has to do the little mini game while being in 2D, and when he finishes, he gets a random prize. To make this, I use math.random, which let me do prizes which all have different chances. Once my basic arcade system was done, I started working on new arcades for the second zone, which will be Mars. After a little bit of magic, all the Mars arcades are done. This out of the way, I kindly forced my friend to make me some UI for the game while I was cooking up the new lobby. Saying we both cook was an understatement because... While you were seeing this time lapse of me building one of the ocean arcades, the next area of the game, let me explain how the next arcade will work. There will be a bunch of fish, and each time you touch one, you have a 2% chance of being teleported to the end. I also used the sound effects for the first time, but it was actually pretty easy to use. How I did this was fairly simple. I started by naming the fish, which was the parent of our script. Then I made a simple debounce which makes the player not be able to touch the part multiple times. Once this was done, I named the sound that I used. Then I made a simple function where when the part is touched, all of the fish transparency goes to 1 and the sound plays. After 5 seconds, it goes back to non-transparent. I really hope this makes sense, and if it doesn't, comment down below how I should improve my teaching skills. Then I made 2 of my friends test the game to see if it was fun and well balanced. And while one of them had a blast, the other one was the opposite. Now that this thing is done, I introduce to you the thumbnail 1v1. How this will work is simple. B and I will each have 15 minutes to make our best icon and thumbnail, and at the end, the best one will be used for the game. So let's start the timer and let's get cracking. I started by getting an image for the background. I will be using some of my voice during the footage, so let me know if you like me using that in the comments. Okay, now I'm gonna make it go all the way there, like this. This is looking great. Okay, then I'm gonna get some thumbnail effects. These ones should be good. Okay, there they are. Now I'm gonna make them big and then distort them so then I can, oh, that's not what I want to do. This. Okay, now that's great. I'm gonna change a little bit and I'm gonna try finding, okay, here in settings, alright, I got a picture of my golden this, so I'm gonna add this and 5. Now I kind of also want something like a white thing too, so I'm gonna try making that. What if I do I honestly don't know, so it's gonna stay like this and I'm gonna modify it so it's like here in the middle. Now let's rotate it and change a bit like the lighting so it's a pretty maybe like this. I'm gonna add a text that's saying free. Put the text on this layer. Now let's make it bigger like here, and then let's change this text to red maybe and add a this. So I'm gonna put this at 10, oh no, not 10, maybe 7. There you go. And then I'm just gonna move this thing. Oops, no, I don't want to add text layers. Okay, now I'm just gonna move this a little bit right here. Okay, I think that's gonna be good for the icon. B and I were now done doing our icons and thumbnails, and this is how they turn out. B obviously won the icons, so we're gonna use his, but for the thumbnails, we're gonna use both. Now that everything was done, after these intense 24 hours of development, I was finally ready to publish the game, so with this click of this button, the game will be public to everyone. If you wanna play the game, the link will be in the description. It will mean a lot if you try it out, and I do plan on updating it at least once. So on that note, like if you like, dislike if you dislike, and subscribe if you loved. See ya!